All right, Believe Nation, we are live again on a Wednesday. Wednesday again, Project Day. Just had a fun IG Live with Wim Hof. Shared some awesome knowledge for us. And now it's at our regular scheduled time, 2 o'clock, that I go live and chat with you. Looking for, let's see if Esmeralda's in here. Anyway, hold on. Let's get out of that. Welcome. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a fun session. Normally I do IG Lives at 2 o'clock, which is why I'm here right now, 2 o'clock Eastern. But when we connected with Wim and he said that he had this spot open, then like, hey, yeah, we'll do 1 o'clock. We can jam. So that was a super fun conversation. Anyway, Esmeralda, where is Esmeralda? We're going to have another fun conversation. I don't see her in the chat yet. So until she gets here, pop some questions. Pop some questions in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer. Hello from Estonia. Welcome from Estonia. I've never been to Estonia. Conrad, given the wave. Wrong emoji, says Selena. All good, no problem. So good. You like the Wim Hof session? That was fun. Esmeralda, is that EA? I think that's it. Let's see. BU. Hold on. Esmeralda. I'm trying to add you in. Why won't it let me add you in? Esmeralda, if that's you, just put a hey in the chat so I can bring you in. It's not letting me click the button for some reason. Let's wait for. Did I vote? I did not vote. I'm Canadian, so I don't vote. Yes, there we go. Okay, go live. All right. Here she comes. Let's go. Oh, it says you declined. Wait a minute. It says you declined. What happened? Okay, hold on. Go live again. Declined. There we go. Hey, it's happening. We're here.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. I got you. I like the festive designs behind you there.
Yeah, that's my home. I just decorated it.
I like it. Where is home for you? Where are you from?
Salisbury, North Carolina.
Nice. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yes.
So what do you got? So Esmeralda is part of my Movement Makers program, and part of that is doing an IG Live together. So what do you got? How can I help?
So I'm super nervous. I feel like my voice is shaking. So
you got it. No, we hear you. It's great. We see the huge smile. I love it.
So I'm in a place right now where I feel stuck.
Okay.
And I just wanted to say, 3 years ago, I started a business. I have never in my life done a business of my own. And 3 years ago, I decided to start one. The opportunity was there. I started it. And like a few months after I started it, I felt stuck. And I went on YouTube and I started listening to your videos, that helped me so much. So I just want to say thank you, because you have no idea. Like, I've been with you for 3 years. I've been listening to you.
We're building this business together. It's happening.
Yes. Because I was so new to it and I didn't know. I mean, I just took $2,500 and I started a business. And it was really hard. I think it's like one of the hardest things that I've ever done in my life. But it was like a good feeling. It just felt good to be your own boss, even though I worked more, than I did at the regular job. But just those videos that you upload, I mean, they just make such a big difference. And just, every time I felt lonely and I felt lost, just listening to you saying, I believe in you, I was like, whoa, somebody does, and I never thought that I would be talking to you. So
it's happening.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
So where are you stuck now?
I closed my business. Okay. So this is what happened. A year into my first business, it wasn't working out. So what I did was I sold that one. And with the money that I made from that one, I started another one. And it was doing good. It was a boutique, a quinceañera and bridal boutique. I was doing really good. And then COVID happened. So I had to close it. I closed it a month ago. Well, a month and a half ago. I closed it and I had to sell. I sold the stuff that I had in there, like because I didn't own the business, just the building itself. I didn't own that. I just owned what was in there. So I sold that. And I mean, I took a big hit, I lost a lot of money on it, but I still was able to make some of it. So that's what that money that I have right now, I don't know what to do with it, because I don't want to use it for my personal life. Because what I ended up doing was going and work. So I'm working. That's whenever I was talking to you the other day, I was working. Whenever last Thursday.
Yeah, you were in the store. Yeah, it was great. Turn on the camera. There she is. That was great. I love it.
Yeah, I got in trouble too, but I was like, it was an emergency.
Yeah.
But that's what I end up doing, having to work for someone, which is hard. I mean, after you've been on your own for so long, it's hard. So right now I'm like, okay, what do I do? Like I'm stuck. I'm lacking discipline. I'm lacking focus, because I have so many things going on, just a lot of personal stuff, and then, business stuff. Like my husband walked out in April. So,
Wow.
like it's like one thing after the other. I came home one day and he was gone. We've been having problems, so this was coming. But it's like everything hitting at the same time. I'm like, what do I do? So right now I'm working for this place. I'm doing retail, and I'm like manager's assistant, but it's not something that I want to do. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, how can I get back into being disciplined? I mean, I've always been disciplined, but right now I'm like, I don't know what's happening, so that's where I'm stuck.
Okay. So you start with, you take a deep breath and you realize, hey, this is a pretty, you've had some pretty life altering things that have happened, and don't expect to be perfect while it's happening. Like when I broke my neck on my tour last year, I was super frustrated too that I couldn't do, like I had a concussion, right? I had a concussion, broke my neck in 2 spots, and I'm in the hospital, and I had to cancel my event because that was that night. And then I told the doctor, okay, can we just have everybody who was going to come to the event come to my hotel, and can I do something there? He's like, no, you have a concussion. Like, you can't do this, right? And so like slowing down was really hard. I remember that the first night I was able to go home, I had to go to the bathroom at 3 or 4 in the morning or something, and I pushed myself up, and I was starting to get dizzy, and I was worried that I was going to pass out, which isn't good when you've just broken your neck, right? Like fall on the floor. And so I had to wake up my wife to help me go to the bathroom. And that may not seem like a big deal, but I like independence. I like doing my own thing, and I couldn't do something as simple as go to the bathroom by myself. Mm-hmm. And so it's okay that you have to go through some periods of slowness when this stuff happens. When I'm divorced. When I was divorced, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago, I wrote to everybody who was in my circle, my customers, my friends, my employees, everybody on my team, and I said, hey, here's what happened. I'm not mentally where I need to be right now. I'm not as sharp as I used to be. I'm probably going to drop a few balls. Like, it's not going to be as normal Evan, but I'm going to get back to it. So just letting you know, this is what's going on. And it wasn't a total disaster, but just letting people know, like it's not even them. It's for you to understand that it's okay that it's going to slow down right now, that you're not going to be in retail forever. Like in a couple of years, you're not going to be working at a retail store. Right. And you deserve to have, a husband in your life who supports you and believes in you and encourages you. And it's a blessing that he's gone, because imagine another 4 years of being with him and just lost opportunity cost. So you will be in a different spot. So I wouldn't put so much pressure on yourself right now. And I'm the go consistency guy, right? But there are moments where you have to be more gentle on yourself and not expect to be perfect on your schedule or perfect in your discipline. But know that you will be in a different spot. So it's now creating hope for a better future. So like, where do you want to be? What do you want to be doing again? Like when COVID's done, What do you want to be doing? Back to the bridal store or something else?
So I have a plan. I know where I want to go. Like my goal is when I turn 50 years old, I want to have a business where I just check up on it. I don't want to be involved in all this starting up and going back and forth managing the business. I want to be able to just check up on it. Like I tell my kids, well, they're all grown up, but I just want to come by there and pick up the check and leave. Just as, but what I want to do is I want to buy some small houses and rent them out to people with low income, because I've struggled so much while raising my kids. Renting places was a struggle always, or just buying a house was a struggle. So I want to buy small houses, nothing big, just like a single home, and rent them out to people with low income. And then like I'm looking at 2 or 3 years, start my bridal and quinceañera store again. So those are the two things that I want to get back on, but I just don't know if it's possible. Like the way I'm feeling right now is just, it's not helping me think, but that's really what I want to do. I want to start my store again in like 2 to 3 years, but come back like with a bigger store. Because right now it was small. It wasn't really small, but it wasn't too big. It was like a medium size. Well, I want to come back and make a big store, but at the same time, I want to be able to buy those houses and just rent them out.
Why do you believe that you can't start a bridal store again? You've already done it. You've had some success doing it. Why do you believe you can't start it up again?
I'm thinking that maybe 2 or 3 years from now, it's not going to be, maybe it's not going to be a big demand like it is right now. Because in this area, we don't have a quinceañera. We have bridal shops, but they're more, I guess the people that I was selling to was more Latin America, people. So it was more of a quinceañera more than bridal.
Sure.
If I don't know, if I don't want to sound so confusing, but it was more Hispanic based, and that's what I'm saying. Like maybe in 3 years from now, it's not going to be such a big demand as it was now.
Why?
Because like now what I'm seeing is more people are finding places or like just ordering online, and I don't know. I guess I'm just afraid that it's not going to be a big demand. I know how to do it. I mean, I have the providers. I have a list, because I'm very organized when it comes to things like that. So I have all these providers that I know I can go back to and purchase from. But I guess I'm just afraid that it's not going to be a big demand. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but this is the thing that this is what you have to start getting excited by to figure out your way through it, because people can't always buy online, and that's fine. But if they're buying a wedding dress online, it's probably not your target audience anyway. Mm-hmm. People are coming to you for the extra service. They're coming to you for the expert knowledge. They're coming to you for help because they don't know how to do. You're going to tell them all the things that they need to get done that they didn't even think about before, because you've been through it however many times. And for everybody, it's probably their first time. And so that's where people lean on an expert to get advice and knowledge. So the only problem right now is you don't believe in that bigger future yet, which is what we have to overcome, because especially at the beginning of a business, when you can target people who have money, who are willing to pay money, it's just so much easier than targeting people who don't. So when you're at somebody's wedding, people spend stupid money on weddings, right?
Yes.
Like people spend a lot of money on a lot of things. It's crazy, right? It's like they want their dream wedding and they want it to be perfect. And that's a great business to be in. It's much better than your other idea. Like the low income homes is a noble idea, but it's a hard first business to do, because you're targeting people who don't have money. Mm-hmm. And so finding the rental property that will make you enough, finding the right quality tenants, having people pay you on time when they don't have any money, like it's going to be really hard to make money in that business. Not that you can't. It's a noble ambition. But as a first business, I would love to see you make some money again, right? So then you can invest into other causes, right? You have to start thinking about what a good plan for your wedding shop is going to be, and I would start talking to all my suppliers, ask them how they're doing, see what they're up to. I'd be sticking around in the community. Like, how did you get most of your clients before? Word of mouth?
Yeah. See, what happened was I had a quinceañera. In 2015, my daughter turned 15. So it was so hard for me to find her dress, like the perfect dress, and just to find everything that I wanted. Because there was one store in the area and they were so basic, and I wanted something different. So I did everything myself. Never in my life have I done anything like that. So I did it myself and people loved it. And they were always asking me, like different people were asking me, where did you get it from? Or where did you buy the centerpieces? And I created everything.
Yeah.
So that's what started my business.
Is nobody calling you now for help?
Yeah.
And so what are you doing with them? They're calling you and saying, hey, I need a dress, or what's happening right now?
Right now, I tell them, I'm sorry, I'm closed. And I refer them over to the lady that bought my stuff.
Do you have a non-compete?
No.
So why not say, hey, I'll make your dress?
Well, the dresses, what I was doing is I was buying them and reselling.
Okay.
So in order for me to do that, I would have to invest more money. It's not.
But what's the order time on a dress to get it in?
3 months.
3 months. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Well, what's it like? This is the time to be creative. What can you do? You've got customers coming. Like you've got the hard part. You got people who are calling you and saying, hey, how do I do this? Instead of just passing them on to the person about your store, what can you do to help them? Like, what did you do at the beginning? You didn't have so much inventory and everything.
Well, see, this is what happened, because at the beginning what I was doing was decorating venues, because I did that for my daughter too. And people wanted me to do what I did for my daughter to do it for them, because it was so different. Mm-hmm. So whenever I sold that business, I invested that money and I bought a bunch of merchandise.
And then you started selling that?
And then I started selling that. Instead of me putting the work in, I was just buying and reselling.
Got it. So who can you connect with that can make these dresses faster, or you can sell on commission?
I could probably sell on commission. But you see, even that's why I just decided to sell what I had, because it was just becoming so hard for me, because in order for me to buy like the big companies that sell the dresses, I have to buy like $3,000 worth of dresses, which is like 3 dresses, 4 dresses, because those dresses are really expensive. But in order for me to sell the dress, then I have to sell the bouquets. It's just a lot of stuff that comes with it. And people that buy your dresses, they want you to sell them everything, like the bouquets, the tiaras, just like the whole packages. And that's where I was making my money, because I was selling the whole packages, but I was buying from different suppliers.
But the other stuff is fast. Flowers, are you doing the flowers in-house yourself? No, you're working with a flower shop.
Well, it was more of, I wasn't doing any real flowers. I was doing fake flowers.
Okay, great. So, but how long, what's the lead time on getting the flowers together?
It depends on what the person wants. Sometimes 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So it's not.
Yeah, it's faster. Like, is anything as long as the wedding dress? I guess it's not a wedding dress if we're talking about 15-year-old girls, right? Is this like it's like a special party when you turn 15? It's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Okay,
I spent $32,000 on my daughter.
Jeez, so no, you did not.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Wow. See, this is the business you need to be in.
I love it, and I love talking to teenagers.
$32,000 when you turn 15.
Yes.
Is this only for girls or boys too?
Girls.
Just girls.
It's just for girls.
When girls turn 15, it's a big deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So but the dress takes a lot of time. Great. But the other stuff is just a matter of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then you could do all the other stuff easily. You could do all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm. And see, and that's how I started, because when I first started, I was doing everything from my house. When I got the permits, I got them at my house. So it was like a home-based business. But then I just needed so much inventory that I had to go out and rent a place. You know, and that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so what if right now I focus on taking a lot of courses towards e-commerce, you know, knowing how to use Instagram, because this is the first time I'm using Instagram now that I'm, you know, in your in your group. So just taking this time to train myself to use YouTube channel, to do Facebook Lives, you know, maybe just take like a whole year and just learn how to do this other stuff and then come back. You know what I mean? Like save this money.
Yeah, I don't think you need to though. Like I think you can start right now. Like it's not that you shouldn't do Instagram or YouTube or be able to blow this up. And I think you could even do it not just for your own little, not just for your own town, not just for North Carolina, but you could do it for America, you know, and learning how can I market myself in Florida, right? Or in Texas or in, right? But even for now, you have an opportunity. Like I want you to be able to focus on this so you don't have to have your job anymore. Like you could make enough just from your current clients and word of mouth power right now. You're just too attached to like the store. People are still going to do their parties. They may not be $32,000 parties. 42,000. How much did you spend again? 32. Oh my God. I'm going to have nightmares over this. Did you have Justin Bieber come sing at your event or something or what? He would do that. He charged more. Anyway, like people are still doing their parties. They may not be as big. They may not be as expensive. They may not be as, you know, they may not be having 100 people come over or whatever with COVID, but they're still, it's obviously an important tradition and people are still doing it. Just like people are still having weddings and brides still want their wedding dress and they still want their bouquets and they still want their invitations and all of this stuff, right? So maybe instead of a $32,000 party, it's a $15,000 party or whatever, but there's still room in there for you to make money. There doesn't have to be a store for people to go to. The thing that you win off of was never actually your store. It's your heart. Like you care about these parties. You care about these girls. You care about these families in a way that probably the person who took over your store doesn't care as much about them. It's not that they don't care, but it's a business as opposed to something that's like deep in their heart. Like whenever you start talking about it, you see your energy come alive and you're happy and smiling. So I'll be looking right away, how can I make enough money from that business so that I don't have to be at that job? And it may not be the same size business as you had before yet. Once we get through COVID and all this, then great, it can build up. But you also don't need it to be as big because you don't have overhead. You don't have a store to have to go to and worry about. And you just have to be a little more resourceful in that you can take pictures of the things, you know, in your home instead of them coming to visit your home. Maybe you order 3 dresses that are kind of the most common dress that is easier to sell compared to like this crazy unique dress that's going to be really hard to sell. And you still use all your suppliers because they probably still love you.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to, and they're probably stuck with struggling business too. And if you're saying, hey, I've got an opportunity for you, maybe they give you a better rate or maybe they give you faster timelines because they want to keep their business afloat too. If I'm you, I'm open for business. I'm at home and I'm open for business and I can't do everything that I did before, but I still got the heart and I still want to make sure that your daughter has the greatest event of all time. And I'm the person who's going to help you do that. And here's how it can help.
Okay.
The only thing missing is just a lack of belief that that path is possible.
So I will think about it because I really don't want to give up on it. You know, it's something that I love to do. And then I have another quinceañera coming up in 2 years. I have one more daughter.
And you need $52,000 now for her. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. No, the next person that calls you that says, hey, how do I, Esmeralda, I need a dress. Who should I go to? Me, I'll help you.
Okay.
The next people who call you, you're saying, I'll help you. And then you put the word out back to like, how are you communicating with people? Just email or in a Facebook group or just phone calls or text or Facebook? Like, how are you talking to people?
Phone calls and Facebook. I used to have a Facebook page, but I wasn't so good with it. I wasn't good at uploading my pictures, but it was.
That's fine.
It was
no,
there.
That's fine. It's word of mouth. Like, this is a word of mouth business. You've won because you have a big heart to do this. You're lovable. People know that you're going to do a good job, and you've built a reputation for delivering, right? So it's like today I would contact some of the people who have bought from you. Like, I would look at the last 30 people who've bought for you and just tell them that you're going to be open for, oh, you're frozen. You back? Are you there?
I'm back. I'm here.
She's back. Look at that. Look at the past 30 people who bought from you and call them and tell them that you don't want to close down the business and that you're open for business from home. Because the way it just spreads, that they know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, and your phone's gonna ring.
Okay. And I have one quinceañera that they had to postpone their party till next year. So they want me to do it. So they're waiting for, they gave me a time, but they want me to do it.
Of course. So, and you're going to say, yes, I'm going to do this, not go to this person who bought my store.
Yeah. So yeah,
how many do you need to do to not, like, how many do you need to do in a month to not work that job anymore?
2.
2 a month?
2.
Oh my God.
2.
Esmeralda, come on. This is what you need to do.
Just 2. I mean, it's a really good business. And I guess that's what drove me to do it, because I get to make money. I get to talk to teenagers, which I love doing, and I get to just come up with new ideas, because everybody wants something different.
Yeah.
And so it was like everything was there
fun.
for me.
And how many hours a week are you working at this place?
40.
40 hours a week. Like, you have to. You could get those 2 today. You could put out, if you called 30 to 50 people today and just said, hey, you know what? I'm back in business. I don't have my store. I'm doing it from home. I don't have all the resources that I did before, but I will care more for your daughter and your event than anybody else in this city. And if you know somebody or you're doing it, just keep me in mind. You'll get 2 today. You just have to call 50 people.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to go work 40 hours at a job that, not that they're bad, that the company's bad, but like, you can do so much more. And you don't have to wait 3 years for that to happen and do real estate or anything on the side until you get there. Like, you could make that happen today.
I will.
What's the resistance to calling up all the people who've worked with you, who've hired you in the past? Because people know people, and they have cousins and nieces and, second daughters and all this other stuff, right? What's the hesitation to just calling 50 people today who already know you in the community and saying, I'm open for business. If you know anybody, I'm doing it from home right now?
I guess I'm just kind of, I guess I was just depressed because April came and I started getting phone calls. Because what happens with these parties is that they plan ahead, like a year ahead or 6 months ahead, just because it takes so long for everything, for the whole planning. And I started getting calls, look, we need to cancel. I need a refund. Just one thing after the other. And with some people, I had to give them a refund because I knew it wasn't their fault. So I'm here not making money, and I have to give money out. And I guess it was just one thing after the other, my personal life and then my business. And I just got depressed, and I was like, this is not me, you know? So I told myself, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
And I started working. That's the reason why I started working, because I was like, I can't be at home just feeling depressed. And now I'm like, I mean, do I really, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm not that same person, you know, that I could do anything.
No, no, no. You're not this person. You are that person. You're that person. You're not this person. This is who you're not. But it's just, listen, a lot of people have been punched in the face because of COVID and everything else that's happened right now. A lot of people. And that is part of business. You know, stuff is going to happen. This is obviously a crazy time, totally outside your control. Nobody predicted that this was coming. And it's like, just imagine where you want to be in 3 years. That's possible. You can have a bigger store than you had before. And people still, like, this is part of the culture and the heritage, and people still going to have, like, unless people stop having daughters or something, you know, like, there's always going to be a business for you.
Yes.
Right? And I think with your heart and care and yes, learning about Instagram and YouTube might help you turn this into a national thing, where now you're getting orders from Miami and getting orders from Dallas, right? Like, you get orders from across America and working with people. But you could easily get back to a place where you can support yourself, not have to have that job, get your two clients a month just by putting the word out to the 50 people. And if they say, hey, we're still not ready, like October next year, we'll do it. Or June next year. Okay, no problem. Whenever you're ready, I'm here. And if you want to do it when your daughter is 16 years old, I'm ready for that too. Right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit of humbleness, you know, it feels like a failure going backwards. And but look at what's happened instead. You've gone and got a job at a retail store instead. Right? I would call, like, I think you can get your 2 clients today by calling up to 50 people. And again, they may not be as profitable and you don't have your store and all that stuff, but you can still get that business today. And you can start to, this is all this is just how long do we want to stay in the hole? Because you got hit hard, like a lot of, you know, the world did, and you're in the hole right now. But you can get out a lot faster than most people. You can get out. Just how long do you want to stay here before you get out? And in your head is like, okay, I'm going to wait 3 years here and then do real estate and then build my store bigger. Whereas, like, that could happen way faster if you wanted to. And it's just giving yourself permission to do it and call the clients. And it's okay that you took this little, I won't call it a pity party, but like a little time to reflect and don't judge yourself too hard for not being perfect and not being on schedule and sticking to your routine and being like the ambitious person that you used to be. That's who you actually are. This is just a slow period. Like, it's a small setback, which happens, right? This isn't just straight up, right? It's a lot of this. So you're at a down. Just, you can control how low you stay down here. And, you know, I desperately want you just to call 50 people today. We're talking tomorrow, right? You're on Movie Makers tomorrow.
Well, I gotta work, so I'm gonna be listening to you.
You'll be listening. You say, Esmeralda, did we do our 50? Did we get our 50? Or maybe you're not working tomorrow because you just got 2 deals from the 50 calls that you made today.
Possibly. Hopefully.
And listen, even if you don't get the 2 sales right now, just saying that you're back in it and you want to help people from your home, we'll get you a deal. We'll get you to 2 deals next month. Like, if you don't get it today, you'll get it next month. And that allows you to have a window for your job so that it's not 40 hours working for somebody else doing work that you hate for years. It's for the next couple of weeks, because you still got to make money. You still got to get paid. Just mortgage, all that stuff. But just letting people know that you're back, you will get deals. And it's just accepting smaller deals and building up.
It would be like going back whenever I first started. You know, I was just doing them because people were asking me to do them for them, not because I I wasn't planning on starting a business. You know, I was just, first I started doing it for free with friends and family, and then it became a business. So.
And you're a lot smarter than you were then, and you have a lot more connections than you did back then.
Yeah.
And you know how to solve problems way faster than you did back then. So you can rebuild. Like if my YouTube channel went to 0, I could rebuild a lot faster than the 11 years it took me to get here.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing with you. Like even if you're not actually starting from scratch. It's not like you're moving to a brand new city and have no idea what you're doing. Like you already have connections and suppliers and people who love you and know you and want to work with you. You can rebuild it way, way, way faster, but it's not going to happen if you don't make the calls, and it's not going to happen if you are staying at this job that you don't like.
True. That's true.
Let's go, Esmeralda. Come on. 50 calls. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make the calls. You just got to make the calls.
Will do.
All right.
All
We'll
right.
talk to you tomorrow, Esmeralda.
All right.
I'm going to check in and see how you're doing.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Much love. Bye.
Bye.